Goeiemorgen. Good day, fellow South Africans. And very, very disturbing. The economic freedom fighters are setting up franchises, political franchises in other parts of Africa. And I was supplied this information by one of my contacts within the EFF, high up in the hierarchy. And I'm going to show you the videos, now that I have the information, to prove that the EFF, or Julius Malema's feral party, is now establishing political branches in other countries of Africa. And let's recall that he always said he wanted Africa to be one state, one currency, one language, and this apparently is the way he's working it. Now, I have just one interesting question I'm still waiting to be answered. And that is Nathan Kirsch, the Swaziland billionaire and Swaziland's richest man, behind the funding of these little pockets of EFF, or economic freedom fighters, in other parts of Africa. And as I hear about them, I will obviously tell you about them here on my channel. So please remember to be kept informed by subscribing. Click on the bell. And I hope you're having a great day. Bye for now. And here's a video of, we'll start off with a video of EFF in Zimbabwe. Okay?
So that information is there. So I just want to say that in terms of the structure of the organization, the structure of the organization is got myself as the interim leader, and it's got my colleague as one of our VP. We've got our vice president in South Africa, and we've got our comrade over here, Comrade Dube, as our secretary general. So we do have other executive members who are not here present with us. So I just want, because my colleague took your question very briefly, if there is anything that you want me to address, please, can you revisit your question so that I can deal with it straight away, because here it's too brief. Is there anything else that...
Yeah, look, you are saying there are people in South Africa, your colleague here, your colleague there. For me, it's not even clear as to what is the national representation of the political party. Who is in the structure? Because I have seen yourself as the president. Who else is there in terms of their background? Who are they?
No, this is why I'm saying, with all the understanding of your question, is that kind of a question can be answered by me supplying, or our committee supplying you with the detailed document that will actually act as a roadmap for you, so as to understand how our party is structured, what is our national representation. We are a work in progress. We are a new kid on the block. We are working, we're gonna be working tirelessly. We haven't launched our movement, so I'm sure you can understand that we've come here to explain ourselves to you as the media, so that you get to understand at least about us. But I hope that if we can supply you with further documents, you can get to understand us more.
Okay, let's talk about the 2018 elections. Sorry, hold on, Chairman. The elections coming in 2018.
Yes.
Your ideal candidates, what kind of people are you looking for, and what is the message that you're going to be sending out, so that probably Zimbabweans can say, we can identify with these people and then vote for them?
Right. The first thing that we are going to be looking at, we are looking at a youthful representation. A youthful representation in our party as we contest power. It could be council, elections, and all the way at national level. So we are looking at a situation whereby we've got this belief that every Zimbabwean has got a right to contest as per our constitution. The constitution of the country empowers every Zimbabwean to aspire to represent and be of service to their great country. So in terms of looking for representatives, it is obviously we've heard other colleagues talking about certain qualifications here and there, but I think we shall cross that bridge when we get to a position where we are preparing for elections. We are actually setting a committee that will look into those specifics. We don't have the clear policy on that. So I hope I'll be able to answer you as we go forward. So I can say that our door is open. In terms of if you want to know more, we'll continue to have that conversation with you. I don't know if one of my colleagues will want to add on what I've just said.
I think the other thing is we don't believe in a situation where we are saying there's a first division team that will fight to be promoted, and then at the end of the day, when the team has been promoted, you want to start buying seasoned players from elsewhere. We want to believe that the youths, like we have said, we're a youthful organization. The youths that know exactly the ideology of this party should be the people who are going to work in those parliament, in those constituencies. If we want to talk about, let's say if we're talking about a land issue, an agricultural issue, if there is a member of parliament who is in charge of agriculture, being a youth, we can then employ, if we think that youth is not competent enough, we can now employ a person who is an expert to work as a non-partisan person, but who is employed to work in that department. But we believe the people that should take the party for elections are those people who believe in the ideology. Like the president has said, then from there we can make other issues later, other committees later, but we believe people should come right on board from the word go. The youths are in charge, let them go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Dimani also asking.
What are we going to offer? We are coming from the left. It's clear we are coming from a socialist perspective, where we are actually saying that we want to move the economy from the hands of the few to the hands of many. We believe that markets must be opened. We believe that the country must actually form a national bank that will compete along with those private banks. The national bank that will be able to offer affordable startup loans to whoever, regardless of their age. My grandmother from Zaravani should be able to go to the national bank and say, Mwana wanguga, I've got a project that I want to do. The guy sitting behind the table should not be asking Gogo kutawi a project proposal. Should be able to assist Gogo kuti anai Gogo, you want this chicken, zakadai. The guy must do the project proposal now. Gogo must be afforded, given that loan. Not these banks, when they go now, they say, how old are you? Gogo, I'm 75. And no, we don't want to talk to. So the National Bank, we believe that will be able to offer a nationalistic perspective that will serve the citizens, not only focused on profit margins without taking regard for our citizens. So we will be able to explain that further in our manifesto. I'm sure you can obviously watch the space. We will be explaining that further.
Before I come to you, Mr. Stoller, let me ask you. In the past, we've seen some political parties coming together to form coalitions. What is your position on the formation of the coalition? I will come to you, Jeff, and then Mr. Stoller.
Right. I think in my remark, you will note that I said we'll be aiming to forge, working relationships with like-minded, partners. But remember, we are coming from a socialist perspective, where we want to open up the market. Our demands, in my view, will be so great that perhaps some of these oppositions that are out there may find it difficult to accept our proposal, because we are very clear that the state or whoever we're going to be working with should commit themselves to actually a massive national social housing program, should commit themselves to the nationalization of land, should commit themselves to the designation of certain farms for national farming. So these are some of the things that we will be actually putting on the table. So we are more than open to working with other players, but clearly we've got certain ways of looking at things, and certain other friends of ours seem to be looking, but we are open. I'm sure my VP can take that question as well.
Yeah, I think our party position is, like you said, I may just be reiterating, but our party position is that we are ready to work with anybody who is like-minded, as long as our ideology is not misinterpreted, as long as our ideology is not tampered with, we are willing to work with any other organization.
Okay. I will come, Jeff, with the ministers to the then Zimba. Then you can just ask them, both of you, then they can just
One step up.
Okay. Mr. President, who is funding the party? Because we've seen a lot of opposition parties struggling to fund their program, let alone reach out to the rural areas with financial support. And my second question is on the land issue that you spoke about. Are you in support of the manner in which ZANU-PF conducted the land reform in Zimbabwe?
Yeah, can I take that question so that the first question of funding, no one is funding us. We are funding ourselves. We've got absolutely no one who is funding us, and we believe that Zimbabweans should own their own struggle. We believe that Zimbabweans should be able to actually support this initiative. We don't actually go out looking for anyone other than ourselves as Zimbabweans. I think it is time that we Zimbabweans must look inwards rather than outwards, because there is capacity within the country that we can actually be self-sufficient. So we believe that when it comes to those issues, we are going to be looking inwards rather than outwards. The second question about the land issue, do we agree with ZANU-PF? How ZANU-PF, obviously, redistributed or revisited the issue of land? Clearly, we do agree with the principle that land belongs to the people of Zimbabwe. There is no doubt about it. There is nothing to apologize about that. I think it is very clear that we agree on those principles. We may not agree with the methodology, but we are yet to research more to find out whether there was another method that would have been viable. Because it could be as well that we could be commenting on things that we do not know. So we will embark on a program to research, because our movement will be based on knowledge. We do not want to we want to be able to research and make solid comments, because we may as well find that there was no other alternative, but we do not know. Okay, I hope that answers your question.
Mr. Stole.
Thank you. Some of my questions have already been asked, but the one that maybe I'll ask now is, do you have ladies in your party? Because I see the leadership is male-dominated, and I don't see the ladies in the room.
Oh yes. Look, please. We love. No, sorry. We are friends. So we believe that the issue of gender parity is a key issue. I remember that during the constitution making, when I was working under Zimbabwe Unemployed People's Association, we compiled information that we presented to COPA about gender parity, where we argued for 50-50 representation. The document is there, it's public knowledge. So in terms of us as a party, our national chairperson is a lady. Our national spokesperson is a lady. Our national treasury is a lady. So our other officials in other levels are ladies. So we do have ladies. So please don't. We are in good friends with the ladies.
Okay, Kadazan.
Okay, I will begin with a follow-up of a question that you answered earlier on, pertaining to that you are learning from other economic freedom associations across the region, like the EFF in South Africa, and you said there are areas where you agree and areas where you don't agree. My interest is in those areas where you do not agree with them. What are those areas? And then I also wanted to look at, whilst you have a bias towards economic issues, but there are other freedoms in society, especially of groups and maybe individuals, like sexual freedoms. What is your position as far as homosexuality is concerned? Say if you come into power.
Right.
Not that I'm
No, that's okay. Look, I'll deal with that. I'll deal with that question. But in terms of what we can learn and what we can agree and disagree with EFF South Africa, there are quite a number of things that we can disagree, and there are quite a few things that we can agree. But in terms of me being, clear about an example, I think I want to actually step up as a leader, not speak on behalf of my party, but